because he's not a cold-blooded killer. He's really not.
The search for a Van Buren County man accused of killing another man comes to an end. This morning, we're hearing from the suspect's wife about what happened the night of the fatal shooting.
Today, West Michigan voters will have the opportunity to hear from candidates about their stance on current gun legislation, what's expected to happen during a roundtable discussion.
And Barry County officials are on high alert right now as severe flooding continues to devastate the area. How they're planning to help homeowners. Today is Wednesday, June 27th.
Live, local, breaking news. You're watching News Channel 3, live at 5.
You will need the umbrella this morning and throughout the afternoon hours as well. We're looking live over Grand Rapids, and it's a slippery morning commute out there. Remember to slow down. Those roads are going to be especially wet closer to Grand Rapids and north of. We still have a downpour that's moving through Kalamazoo County at this time, but much of locations south of I-94 are pretty dry at this hour. Those roads are still going to be a little wet with those showers that have already moved through. Rain arriving in Portage at 5 at 12, the back edge of this stuff continuing through 512, I should say. Richland 536, Level Park 550. If we zoom out, you can find most of the heavy stuff pivoting towards I-96 at this time. It is going to be breezy today, and we will keep temperatures in the 70s all day long. I'll let you know when we hit 90 degrees live at 5.
And we will be tracking these storms all day here on News Channel 3. Make sure to download our News Channel 3 weather app for updates on the go. You can also check in at WWMT.com.
Today, we're expecting to learn more about the arrest of a man accused of killing a Kalamazoo man in Van Buren County.
38-year-old Troy Taylor was taken into custody Tuesday afternoon, wanted for the murder of Timothy Henley. News Channel 3's Jason Poor is live outside the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office with the latest developments in this case. Jason.
Erica Kirk, we are outside the sheriff's office and the jail. We know that Taylor is in a cell here now. Now, before the sheriff's department releases new information today about the case, we are hearing from Taylor's wife, who says that her husband is not a cold-blooded killer. Christina Taylor spoke exclusively to News Channel 3, saying her husband, Troy Taylor, acted in self-defense when he shot and killed Timothy Henley. The couple would have celebrated their first wedding anniversary Saturday. Instead, Troy Taylor was on the run. She was relieved to find out he was in custody and that he didn't put up a fight when he was caught.
I know he's probably cried, and I know that I know he never meant for any of it to happen, and he's probably replayed everything in his head of how it could be different. I just want him home. I just wish that nothing ever happened where he could just be here with us.
Troy Taylor is suspected of killing Henley last Thursday. Christina says he was picking up his teenage daughter at her grandmother's home in Gobles when Henley and Taylor's ex-girlfriend, his daughter's mother, showed up. Christina says Henley was the aggressor, busting out the driver's side window of the car Taylor and his children were in, and then Taylor shot Henley. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Office says they will hold a news conference today updating the case. Make sure to stick with us on News Channel 3. We'll keep you updated here on air and, of course, online at WWMT.com. Live in Van Buren County, Jason Poor, News Channel.
And News Channel 3 will be at today's press conference. You can look for updates on our Facebook page at WWMT.com and on our free News Channel 3 mobile app.
Two young boys in Battle Creek say they were held down and raped by three older boys in their neighborhood. Police say their investigation started when a small garage on Wabash Avenue caught fire 2 weeks ago. Boys accused of starting that fire, ages 11, 12, and 13, are the same three accused of sexual assault. Their alleged victims are just 6 and 8 years old. Police now looking into whether the garage fire was started on purpose to cover up the rapes.
There's also rumors and reports there may be more victims. I can't comment exactly on that, just that we are definitely looking into that as well.
The three boys were arrested last week. Right now, they're being held at the Calhoun County Juvenile Home on first-degree rape charges.
A former Kalamazoo public safety officer sues his former department after being fired earlier this year. Amir Killa claims he was the target of racial slurs and mistreatment by a supervisor. The abuse allegedly started after former KDPS chief Jeff Hadley left in November. According to a lawsuit, Killa's new supervisor, Sergeant Robert Holdwick, repeatedly harassed, dominated, and micromanaged him, even reassigning him from investigation duty to traffic patrols.
I did complain to the chief about some racial issues.
And what was their response?
I did not get a response.
Killa was suspended, then fired in March for what KDPS calls misconduct over handling of a traffic stop. Killa and his attorney met with the city on Tuesday to try to get him back on the force. A final decision is expected next week.
Today, Michigan State University Board of Trustees will unveil a timeline for finding the school's next president. The announcement comes after an effort to fire interim president John Engler failed last week. Engler was appointed interim president after former university president Lou Anna Simon stepped down amid an investigation into the Larry Nassar scandal. During a meeting on Friday, dozens spoke out saying Engler betrayed survivors after emails surfaced of him accusing sexual assault victims of receiving kickbacks. Engler apologized at that meeting. This morning, MSU Board of Trustees members will announce their timeline for the presidential selection process. That's happening in East Lansing at 10 a.m.
The NAACP is planning to hold a rally today demanding children separated from their families at the border be reunited immediately. The NAACP says it's holding a rally, news conference, and peaceful protest in Grand Rapids because nearly 50 children separated from their parents at the border are being housed there. The rally is happening at First Park Congregational Church in Grand Rapids at noon today. A news conference will follow outside of Bethany Christian Services at 12:30.
Good morning. It is 5:06. The steady, heavy rain is pivoting farther north as we go through time this morning. We can find it moving from Kalamazoo at 5:13 into Rutland by 6:03. The heavy stuff is a serious issue for locations near and north of I-96. We could have some minor flooding there with more than an inch of rainfall expected. Temperatures around 70 degrees in Kalamazoo now, 66 in Grand Rapids, the middle 60s in Fremont. We'll hit 70 degrees late this morning, the middle 70s later this afternoon. When I'm forecasting the 90s, that's at 5:15.
Today, Barry County leaders will lay out a detailed plan to combat severe flooding in the area. They've now opened an emergency operations center because of increasing flooding concerns. The water levels on Crooked Lake in Delton have been steadily rising for weeks. Officials say the lake is 4 feet higher than normal right now. Some residents have pumps running all day to keep their homes from flooding. Others have sandbags placed around their property. We spoke to homeowners who tell us they've never seen anything like this before.
And if they gets any higher, the lake doesn't go down, we won't be able to keep our home.
We've been here almost 40 years, 79, and we've never seen it like this.
The Barry County Emergency Operations Center working with state and local leaders on any recovery efforts. We're expecting to learn more about emergency officials' response plan today.
A major victory for the Trump administration after the Supreme Court's landmark decision to uphold the third version of the president's travel ban. What happens moving forward? And the rescue mission continues in Thailand to find a soccer team missing inside a cave for 4 days now. Why crews are optimistic they'll find the boys safe as the search ramps up.